So I've really been bad about putting up Saturday videos. So I figured what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna I'm gonna draw R2-D2 in Illustrator. I figured why not? I kind of wanted to do it anyways. Might as well record it. I was gonna go do this live, but I figured I'll just record it just in case first, in case I have to edit it. But I'm gonna try not to edit it, so I'll try not to talk too much more other than while I'm doing it. And good thing I didn't, because as soon as this is actually my second time doing it, and of course, as soon as I hit record and started talking last time, people started coming downstairs. So, yep, it's messy. It's just the way it is. But let's jump over here, and you'll see up here I have an R2-D2 picture. This is if everything I'm doing is in Windows, and Windows has this nice snip and sketch here where you can just go down here, type in snip. You got snipping tool and snip and sketch. I use snip and sketch. That's the newer one. You can use snipping tool, and if you use it, it's going to ask you to use this, but you can still use the other one. And then you just hit new. You can grab anything you want there. You see I have it here. And then the nice thing is if you go over to Illustrator, oh yeah, I'm going to draw this in Illustrator. I can't remember if I said that or not. If you go over to Illustrator here, you can just hit Control V. You're attempting to paste and drag into one or more layers. Locked, hidden. Do you want to unlock? Yeah. There you go. I had R2-D2 unlocked. I already put them in there. So, all right. So I'm gonna hit Control Z. I believe Control Z just undid it. I believe it's Command for Apple or Mac. I'm not positive, but I don't use Mac. Can't afford that stuff. So let's see. I'm gonna hit Control plus and zoom in a little bit. There we go. Nice thing about Illustrator is, all right, so I have the selection tool here, and that's important. You might be like, yeah, no duh, it's a selection tool. That will actually become important. So, because you'll see here you have a direct selection tool, and I'll also be using that shortly too. But you have the selection tool here. There's a million different ways to do this also. Just because of the way I'm doing it doesn't mean it is the way to do it. But I'm going to click on this corner here, and you'll see that it doesn't maintain its shape like the latest Photoshop does. But if you hit Shift, you'll see it snapped in. So nice thing about Illustrator, though, is I'm not smart enough to give you all the details, but it's mathematically it knows the pixels, so it doesn't pixelate when you make it larger or smaller. And I won't be rasterizing anything in here, so it should maintain that. All right, so now that I resized it, you don't hit enter or anything. You can just right away click off on whatever you want, because unlike Photoshop, you don't, once you've sized it, you don't have to put it there. I didn't mean to go into that much detail. So, all right, so what I'm gonna do is I am going to go on my other layer here. Actually, I'm just gonna make a new layer. There we go. I got a new layer. I'm gonna click on the box here. I like to break mine out, but I don't have to. I can. Actually, I'm going to leave them out there. But you can do things like this. If I hold down on here, you get other options. I don't use the mesh tool very often. I do use the gradient tool a lot, though, and you can do points, but that might be for a different day. So let's grab right here, and let's just pick a place to start. I am going to roughly start right down here, and I'm going to go right over R2 here. I'm going to use it as a template, and I'm going to go right to the top. I should say I've always wanted to do this, so I'm doing this, kind of doing this for myself. I didn't want to. I've been really bad about doing videos, and I wanted to get better about doing it. So let's grab the side here. I just want to make that a little bit wider, and let's just make sure it's right at the top of that. There you go. So what I'm going to do is, I don't want a stroke on here, so I'm going to click over here on the front side, and we'll leave the fill on. And you know what's happening is I got to bring R2-D2 and the layers over here. I'm going to bring it to the bottom. There we go. So now I'm covering the top of it here. So here's where I'm going to go over to the direct selection tool, because if I grab a corner right now and start bending it, you'll see there's this little dot here, and I can curve the bottom, but it's also doing the the bottoms. I don't want that. I want to only select, so I'm going to just click off over the side here. I only want to select the corners up here. So this is where you use shift, not control, which is weird because if you are used to using key controls, control is what you do to select individual items. Shift is what you do to, you click one item and then you hold shift down, click another item, say like in a file structure. It'll select everything in between, or in like Excel or things like that. So here shift acts kind of like a control. So I'm just going to hover over this anchor here on the corner. I'm going to hold shift down and then I'm going to click it. I'm going to come over here, hover over it, and click it. Now I have just those two. I'm using the pointer on the right, the selection tool, and now I can do just that one. I can come back later and do this one. I'm going to leave that pointy. But yeah, so I have the basic shape there. What I want to do is, though, I can't really see very well under it. I could make it transparent, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hide it for a second here. I want to take another box, and it doesn't matter how big I make it. I forgot. Still got to have a layer, though. There you go. Got to always have a layer over here to draw, but because I hit it, it's gone. I just want to kind of go here. I want to separate. There are better ways of doing everything. This is just the way I do it. I'm overlaying this box over here, right over a little below where the dome is. I want to cut R2's head off right here, and you'll notice that R2's dome is not a full circle, so I have a reason for this, and you're about to find out why. So I am going to select this one, hold shift down, select the other one, not control, and I'm going to divide these, and that's going to be the pathfinder here. If you don't have any of these tools, you're missing them, you can go to Windows and just pick them. I haven't even fully set this one up on my main computer. It looks completely different, but one of these is divide. So I'm going to hit divide. When you divide, it groups everything right away. So I can grab this and drag it around all together. I do not want that. What I want to do is right click on it because it's all selected still and go to ungroup. And the reason why is I want to select this separately and hit delete, and you'll see that the dome is still there because it excuse me, it divided it on all points, but you'll see when I hover on this I get a line in between here. Now the dome is separate, and I did that for a reason, for well, a couple of reasons. One, R2's dome is not white, it's more of a silver, so if I wanted to I could just, I got the front facing one right there, I could go to the color guide right now and give it something a little more R2, I guess you could say. But that's that. I'm already being long-winded on this. I apologize for that. I am a long-winded individual. So let's go a little bit beyond the sides here. Oh, so what happened there is I just clicked once. You can put in your shape here. If you want a perfect square, you can go like that, 2 pixels by 2 pixels, hit OK, and there's a little tiny perfect square right there. Another thing you can do too is you can just click, and when you start drawing, hit shift, and you'll see it has that line in there that keeps it steady. Another thing you can also do is, say you know you're in the center of something, like right here, I'm in the center, and I need it to start, I need it to be right there, and you'll see it goes like that. Hold Alt, and it'll expand from that center, and you'll see I can do it from anywhere in there then, or I can hold Alt and Shift and get real fancy with it. Alright, so, and then if I wanted a circle I could do that, and that might start looking a little bit familiar to people, even though I'm not going to probably keep that one in there. And then here would be an example where I could put a stroke on. I could come back to my color guide, and because I changed color, my color guide went away, but let's go with so you'll see I don't have, oh, I do have stroke right there. Whoop, went down there. So I'm going to make the stroke a little bit bigger. Here's your different choices. I'm going to go on the inside with it. There we go. I'm not keeping that blue, even though I really actually like that blue. Let's pick off there. There you go. So That was an unintentional thing to show you right there, but just in case, let's just drag that off to the side for right now. Alright, and I don't need that either, but you never know, I can always use a square. So I want to do this. Well, actually, let's separate this out. And yeah, we'll go about right there. And then I don't even know why I'm messing with that. Okay. So another tool you can use too, which I actually will use sometimes, is a pen tool. A lot of people hate the pen tool. I actually like the pen tool because you can actually click here, and you'll see I'm not trying to get any curves in there right now. I'm trying to do a dead-on profile, and I have a purpose for this. And this will eventually be so. So a lot of times you'll see it's filling in as I go. In this situation that works out, but most of the time that's really annoying, and I don't want that. So you want to turn off your fill. And there we go. So I have that right there. I'm going to send that to the back. I can right click on that, and I can go arrange and send backwards, and I have to do it more than once because everything everything is like layers, and when you did it once I put it here, but that other layer was here. So generally speaking, I could keep right clicking and doing that, but I'm going to hold the control key, and I'm going to use the that square bracket, not a parenthesis, but a square bracket key, and tap on it till it goes. Or, you know, pick the selection tool and actually pick the stupid thing. There you go. There you go. You'll see right there's the difference where it's going behind it and not. So the bracket shaped like a C, well, it's not shaped like a C, in this direction of a C, will lower. The one that's facing the other way, open to the lesser than way, but not the lesser than symbol, will be bring it up. This is horrible. If you're still watching this, you're awesome. Alright, so I got those. I need some legs. So I'm going to just going to go all the way down to here and make a leg. Actually, let's bring that up a little bit. I'm sticking with the gray right now too, just because I'm liking how it's turning out. I think I'm gonna really debating how. Yeah, so I have a reason for what I'm about to do, and I'm gonna stand by it. I'm gonna put that there. I'm gonna pick a triangle. So that star there, guess I could use this too. It doesn't matter, octagon or star. Just drag it out. Don't let go of your the horrible area. Let's bring it out here further. There you go. Don't let go of your mouse. Hit the down arrow until you get your triangle, and then you'll see it turns and stuff. But if you hold Shift, it'll lock it into position. So now that I did that, even though I hit Control Z to remove it, I'm going to kind of find the center of. Oh, I clicked my mouse again. Kind of find the center of this one. So I'm going to hold the Alt down like I mentioned before, hold the Shift down, just kind of roughly get the width of this. Go a little bit wider, and the reason I went a little bit wider is I'm going to curl it just a little bit. That's just, I know it doesn't really look curled, that's more for me. There we go. You'll see I did not select use the selection tool at all because I wanted it to go those directions. That is taller, so let's bring that up. So right now it's going straight up and down. I am going to grab that other selection tool and grab it. Oh yeah, I should have mentioned that. Never make your radiuses until you know what you want. It's always a pain to find the anchor tool. So the reason why I took them out and I just grabbed the anchor tool is I want to get that curve right about there. There we go. Let's make a box. God, I can feel the hate already. Why'd you do that? Why are you doing it that way? Because there's a million different ways to make it the way you want it. Alright, so I made that one. I want to curl all the corners. Let's raise that to there. Alright, so I got basic shapes of... All I'm doing is just adding little boxes here. That one had a curve on it, you notice. I'll grab the direct selection tool again, click off to the side because I only want this anchor. You can see I can kind of skew that around. I'm just going to bring that up a little bit. I could have done that for this bottom part here too. I just wanted to show the pen tool clicking on each individual place. I could have made a box and then used the direct selection tool and curved here like this. Click off the side. I double clicked. I have a habit of doing that because I'm shaky. There you go. See, I can move it around. I clicked both sides. If I would have just clicked one side, move just the one, move just the one, play around with it however you want. After I've moved it, I can then click here, hold shift, click there. So I got two of them, and I could even round those a little bit if I wanted to. And then I can click here, hit shift, click here, and really round those out. And then you have a weird shaped thing. Pop that in there, and you got a really tiny little BB-8 head. That was really bad. I should have done something really quick like that. Alright, so let's go back to here. These are blue. These are heavily blue, and that's kind of black in here. I'm going to leave those alone. I do want to kind of put this little box in right. I'm already getting picked, so I'm going to push down on my my wheel, and it's a little fist. I can move things around. So I'm going to get a little picky here. I don't need to be that picky. I could use the elliptical tool and make things. I just don't. I like to use a square. Let's get rid of the stroke here. It'd be a no. Let's grab the red. There we go. And let's bring that back to a different color. I want the same color as this, so I grab the eyedropper, click here, boom, I have that color. Let's go back to the square. Let's just draw this little guy right there. Control plus. Let's get in on that. That's good. Let's curl the corners, or whoa. Let's do the radius of the corners if I can. This thing is so small it's hard to do it, so I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'll make it bigger. Let's grab the direct selection tool, see if that helps. There we go. That helped. Alright, let's go back to the normal selection tool because I want to resize this back. So let's put that there. There we go. Looks like I could go in a little further. There we go. Control 0 all the way back out, and that's pretty good. Alright, so now I want the selection tool, which I already have. I'm going to drag over. If you even clip a piece, it's going to become selected when you do a box choice like this. So I click that, and you'll see that included the background. So I'm just going to hold shift, hit the background, and I just took it out. And here's why. I'm not even going to group it. I'm going to go over to the pathfinders again, and you'll see here's a merge one. I'm going to merge them. They are all now one piece. So Control Z to put that back after I moved it. Right click on it, transform, reflect, copy, and what that did was make a mirrored version of it. I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to hold the shift key down and move it over. And the reason I'm holding the shift key down is that it will, come on, time to use arrows. By holding the shift key, I was able to bring it directly over, straight over. So the picture I'm using is not dead on, and that's why I didn't curve it in certain places. But that's how you can just get some basic shapes, though. I could, no, maybe I will keep going a little bit. I mean, if you want to watch, you'll watch. If you don't, you won't. Um, so let's take out R2-D2 here. So you can kind of, actually, let's just do a big box here. And let's make it a very fun, light, all right, gloomy blue. Let's send that backwards by hitting the control and left bracket, the bracket that would go on the left side. There you go. So you can kind of see where we're at here. We got everything in separate pieces. Oh, look at that. So I missed something there. And I can just real quick add it. Or let's add it. Let's do that. You'll notice the bottom disappeared. That's because I hit Control Z too many times, and that was just changing where the layer is. I can hit Control Shift Z, and that will undo and undo. It'll reverse. It'll redo. There we go. So yeah, what I'm going to do is let's just click here. Let's hold Shift down and click here, and now I can merge those. And just to make my life simple, I'm just going to click on that, hit Delete, get rid of it, and go back to here. Right click, transform, reflect, copy. The reflect is the mirror part. Another quick thing to do if you just need a shape real quick. Let's say I wanted that leg again. I was making multiple droids. Well, if making multiple droids, I'd finish the whole thing and do what I'm about to show you. But let's say I just want another leg though. Click on it, and when you start dragging it, hold the Alt key down and keep dragging. As soon as it notices a drag movement with the Alt key, it duplicates. Now if I let go of the Alt key, boom, it's gone. But if I let go of the mouse before letting go of the Alt key, I now have two of them. So that's kind of a neat little thing. So if you're wondering why am I going into such detail, I'm pretty good with Illustrator actually. I struggle heavily with Illustrator because, from my understanding, they weren't the same company, and what happened was when Adobe bought them, they had different key commands and stuff. So some are similar. I've just recently been using Illustrator more and more, and I actually really like it. It's really nice because of the fact that you can, I'll make something. And maybe you can relate with this. I've made stuff and right now, just so you know, what I'm doing is I'm bringing R2-D2, the real one, the one I pasted in at the beginning. I'm bringing that to the front just so I can see some things here. But so one of the things that, let's get in the head here, I've done in the past is I go and I make something. And it looks fine, and then I go to enlarge it later for whatever project I'm working on, and it's horrible. I'm like, what happened? And it turns out I was an idiot, and I did like the bare minimum size because of a project previous, and I wasn't paying attention when I opened up the other one, and I pretty much had, I didn't pretty much have to, I did have to redo it because of the fact that I was an idiot, and it was horrible. Alright, so I'm going to do the head here. I'm going to make a new layer. And I'm just clicking down here, create new layer. I'm actually going to even put on here head, even though I don't have all the head parts in there. But what I'm going to do is just going to start making some of these. And I want that blue. I really like that blue I had before, but what I can do too is I can just click here on the eyedropper and I can just select a blue and just see which one first one. I like that one. Like that one, that's too dark. But you can see, I actually kind of like that dull one right there. I'm going to keep that one. I say that, I'm going to keep clicking around. But you'll see there's different, there's always, because there's shading, gradients to the lighting and stuff. So, yeah, we'll go with that one. Alright, so I got that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to maybe make all the blocks real quick. So what I'll do is I'll make this one. Yep, and you'll see it's not a match. It's not an exact match, I know that. But it's not going to matter. And you'll see why. Alright, so let's go with this one here. And just trying to squeeze these all in here is kind of a pain. Let's just stick with those there before I get too carried away. So I'm going to grab the direct selection tool and click here. Grab this. Oh, no, I'm going to click off. I do that a lot. You click on there, you actually have all four corners. You can see I have all four corners. So when I grab an anchor point, I'm not just moving that anchor, I'm moving all of it. Quick fix to that, just click off to the side, hover over it till that's the only one lit, and then click down and grab it, and now you'll see I can move it. So I'm just going to move it to that corner there, click off, and do that to each one of these. And I can probably readjust that one a bit more because I saw I screwed that up. I am going to go here. I wasn't going to get this picky, but it doesn't take long to make boxes, so I'll just make those real quick here in a moment. Let's pull it back a bit. Is there any gradient to that? No. We'll just leave it sharp cornered on this one. So we'll go there. It's hard too because I want to follow the image behind, but I am making this very 2D, very static, so I gotta remember that. So let's, because you'll see I'm getting like pink grid lines here that are telling me, hey, you're already matched to the top. So we're gonna trust those. Is that the best idea? Who knows? All right, so let's bring that in a little bit. I could zoom in more. That would probably be the smart thing to do. I could actually grab this, just make a copy of it. There we go. And then grab the selection tool and just bring it up to where I got it. Go back to the direct selection tool. You know what? I'm getting way too picky. Yep, that's good there. So let's click there. Let's make sure we don't lose this. So hold shift down and select each one of these. And let's merge those together, and that is now one piece. And then since we're in here, let's make a... Yeah, let's do it right now. I'm going to just use the elliptical. I'm going to find kind of the middle here. And I'm going to hold Alt down. Oh, wait, I want a perfect circle. I know it's not on there, but like I said, I'm going for that like 2D look. So let's click that. Let's change its color. That was pretty much black, so let's just saturate the crap out of that. There you go. Alright, so we are going to take the blue guy here, get right underneath there. I'll use my arrows to fine tune in. And I'm going to hold shift down, click on this, right click, and I'm going to group these two. And the reason why, I can now move that anywhere I want to get it out of the way if I want. And then if I go up here, you'll see in the head, here's all those parts that I've made so far. Like you got the lines over here, all that. So, I need to break that down. There you go. That's that grouped one there. You can name this too. Like if I want to go here and go main eye. Probably getting yelled at for that. It's probably not the main eye. Alright, so we'll click here. We need a red guy. So let's go back to elliptical because let's face it, the elliptical is the elliptical. And I want to make an elliptical. There we go. Good enough for me. Let's move that out of the way. And the reason why is because I want to use the eyedropper to get that red. Because it's so saturated red, or I'm probably not using the word right, that I don't want to mess with it. So this layer was made after this blue layer that I'm putting it on top of, so I know I can put this right where I want it right now. There we go. And then I can click on this and bring it over. And you can use the control brackets to bring it up and down too anyway. So if I get rid of the real R2. And let's hit Control 0. That'll go all the way out. And let's see what we got here. Let's put the blue back in. There we go. So you can kind of see, obviously I didn't do anything with these three over here yet, but you can kind of see we got R2 there. Let's bring R2 back in, and there we go. So you can kind of see where it's kind of bringing the shapes together. One more thing I'm going to probably show on this one, and then you should be able to go from there, is the Control D feature. It is fantastic. So let me get everything back to where it was. There we go. Alright, so we got everything there. Control S saves. That's the first time I've done that throughout this. Do that all the time. Alright, so I don't need that here anymore. That's actually kind of messing with my mind. Alright, so let's bring R2-D2 back up. Let's get rid of everything else here. Now let's just get rid of the blue. There we go. Alright, so let's get in there a little closer. So Control plus. This part right here I wanted to show real quick. What I'm going to do is let's start with the black piece and back. Actually, let's start by making a new layer on top of everything. There we go, and we'll just front grates. Front grates. Alright, so yes, that's not how you spell grates. Well, it is how you spell great, but not the way we want to. Alright, so I'm just going to overshoot this a little bit, and we are going to make that black. I'll just snag the picture from up there. Okay. Let's go back to the square, and let's make... Alright, we have this. Let's move it out to the side here. What else do we got in there? There's some... Yeah, so there's a white back there too. Let's make that. So let's go here. Let's just pick any random old dirty white. I did not mean to do that. I meant to click on the eyedropper. There you go. Dirty old white. Let's go here. Let's put this on top of that. That's not where I want it. Control bracket. There we go. Alright, so you'll see back there. In fact, now that I'm showing it, let's go ahead and get that eyedropper in there. There we go. A little bit different color. I want to make... You'll notice I'm going over, and that's okay. I'm going to use the Pathfinder area that I was doing before to carve out all the rest of it. You can actually make a shape and delete the outside. I can't remember which one it is, but we'll figure it out. Alright, so what's the best way to make those? I have no idea, so I'm just going to do it. Alright, so let's grab here. I found the more I try figuring out how to make something, the less chance of me making it. So I just start making stuff. Alright, and then let's make another box. I can't really see there, so we're going to do it down here. And we're going to put it there. And then I'm going to drag across and hold Shift and Alt down so I get an exact copy over here. And then that will work. Let's group those. So hold Shift, click, no, go back to the selection tool. There we go. Now hold Shift and select, right click, group, and now I have them. So let's bring that down here. That'll be our first one. I'm going to click to drag it and hold Shift and Alt to make another one. And I keep doing that. But here's a little trick. You can hit Control D and it'll do your last movement you did. So Control D, there's another one. Control D, there's another one. Now let's go Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, because I don't like how they look. And we are going to do a gradient. Let's click there. Oh, nope, because I have 3 separate pieces. So let's undo that gradient. Let's first go to the Pathfinder, which is way down here now because my gradient expanded. And all right, I'm not blocking that. Okay, so let's merge that there. Now it's all one piece. Now let's hit the gradient. There we go. But I don't like the way the gradient's going because I want it darker on top. So it's 0. I want to rotate it clockwise. 90 to 70 would that be? I don't know. Let's hit 180 and see what happens. Yep, so it's gonna be, so let's go one more 90. There we go. Went the wrong way. Can I not do math? There you go. I cannot do math. That's the trick. All right, so now that I have that, I'm gonna grab it, hold Shift. The reason for Shift is I want it to go straight up and down, and hold Alt. That's so it duplicates. Get that right where I want it. Hit Control D, Control D. And there we go, I got those. Now, I want to group these. So hold Shift down, select, 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 right click, group. Let's move those over here. Oh my god, it looks like I actually know what I'm doing sometimes. Alright, so now, let's, you know what, let's hold Shift down since those are grouped. Let's just go ahead and, oh no, 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 no. I lost the grouping because I'm an idiot. Alright, let's click off to the side here. Click the outside. Hold Shift, click the inside. Oh, I already grouped them, so we're good. Yeah, I got them all together. So let's right click, group. There we go. So now I got those all together. And the nice thing is organized. So I already named this front grill. And I showed you this kind of before. If I break this down, that group, you know, everything's grouped in here. And I like how it does that. So there's my grill. I need to make this. And you know what? I am going to use a stroke for that. So let's grab, I am going to use a square. Big surprise, no ellipse, because there is some flatness to that. Let's go here, and let's pick that color. And it went over to there because that was all selected because I was an idiot. Alright, let's just do it afterwards, I don't care. Let's do the square. I think it's roughly about here. I can fix it anyways, it doesn't matter. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this to the edge. Because I'll do the stroke on the inside. I could have brought it to here and did the stroke on the outside. Or I could have tried to find the middle and done the stroke on the inside. Or on the line itself, but, you know, why bother? Let's see if I can nail this right. Oh, that was close. Let's go a little wider. Let's just go with that. Okay. Fingers crossed here. Let's get rid of... Wait, let's go to properties. Where's properties hiding? Do I even have a properties? Nope, I don't. So, window. P is for properties. Properties. There we go. And look at that. I got some tools over here. So we're going to go here. We're going to get rid of the fill. We're going to go to stroke. And we're going to give it a fill. Maybe a little lighter. There we go. You can't see anything yet. I'm judging it off there. Because what I need to do now is got to find where I put the stroke. Up here. I hate when I mess up my own layout, even though it's not my main one. And I'm just going to raise the stroke. But I said I was going to go on the inside. You can see it's going right on the line. So here's the inside. There we go. That's pretty good, actually. 5 seems to be the magic touch. Well, I was really wrong on that. 3 is the magic touch. Alright, so, and you can type in decimal points and stuff in there too. So let's drag this right over the top of this. Let's get it all centered up. Yeah, I could have done a better job with the, Alright, so if you're having trouble getting it centered, just get it close, select it, then select another item. I'm hitting Control out of habit. Hold Shift, select both. Because that's grouped, all those grids, it can't be separated, so I can align it without worrying about it. Because that one piece, the ring I made that's there isn't, so I can go right here, line it up center. I don't know what I just did there, so Control Z. Let's line it up this way. Okay, so everything I said is bull. Why didn't that work? Oh, what is going on there? Let's see what happened. There we go. I brought it over to the side so I could just select it this way, because something went wrong here. Let's try to... There we go. It's lined up that way. Yeah, that was weird. I don't know what happened there. Alright, so I don't... And it's because I didn't make the grill. The grill's the best. I don't like how it worked out, so I'm going to move it a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to select all of that. That one part's grouped. Let's go to Pathfinder. Best way for this, click on things and just Control Z out if it didn't work. So let's hit this one. Yep, don't like that. Was it this one? No, it was not. Was it this one? Yes, it was. So by doing that, I could... Alright, so let's back up. I could have just went to divide, ungroup, but you'll see divide screws everything up, because when divide, it's cutting it. So because I have a stroke on there, and it's why I don't always use strokes, it now just stroke around all that stuff, because otherwise you could just delete the stuff out. Here's why it might be a pain in the butt to do it this way. So let's click on just here. I want this path. I'm going to make a duplicate of this. So I'm going to hit Shift, Alt. I didn't have to hit Shift, but I want to keep it in line with that. And you're about to find out why I did that. Because when I go to delete this out, I lost that outer ring. It actually took it. It used this ring here as a cookie cutter, and it cut it out. And I want to keep that together. So let's bring this back up, and I can just kind of fidget it in there a little bit. There we go. Yeah, not the perfect great. Perfect enough for me. Group. Duplicate. Actually, you know what? Let's duplicate it once I have it in there. Yes, I am well aware that these grates do not look the same. Alright, go right about there. Let's make a handy dandy square here. Son of a gun, I got the stroke on still. Let's get rid of that stroke. Let's go back here. Let's just take a random picture for right now of a color. I'll change it later. It's one of the easiest things to do in here is changing the color of a square. There we go. Let's do control bracket. There we go. Let's fix that color. And the reason why I'm scrolling up is I want to take it right off another blue. There we go. Looks a little off. Let's use the arrow a little bit. Or, why even do that? Get the selection tool out, hold the shift down, select all three items, go to align, and let's do the vertical alignment. Boom, it's all aligned. Alright, Control S to save it. Alright, so there, I have that. I'm going to group all that together. That's all one vent piece now. So that front grate, if I go to my layers, you'll see front grates. Yep, misspelled grates, but didn't. You'll see I have two of them here, and here's the breakdown of all their parts. So the nice thing about Illustrator is I got all these layers, and they stay together for me. And I really, really do like that. So stuff like this, I might take two different tones, and actually I'd probably make that. So like how I made the ring separate for this here, I'd probably do a separate ring for this. And what I would do is here, I'll just do it real quick. Alright, so let's go. Yeah, let's just make the square. That is not the color I want, so let's just pick a nasty ass color. Alright, so I have one. Yeah, let's just take it off to the side here. I have one. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take another one, Shift Alt. There we go. Yeah, let's move this one. Hold Shift. You'll see it'll bounce out once in a while, but you can bring it. It'll snap back when you bring it over. So what I'm going to do for that panel is I could turn this one into a stroke and just overlay it like I did this one, but this one's different. You notice it's got corners, and on the inside it doesn't. So what I want to do is I actually kind of want to round these corners a bit. I'm just eyeballing it. It could be better, it could be worse. There we go. Let's just get that right. And you know what? Let's just cheat. Align vertically and horizontally. Boom, it's right in the center. Click on this one. Let's give that let's leave that a darker color. Let's click on this one. And let's give that a lighter color. Boom, there we go. And then what I could do is, you got that grime around there. There's so many things you could do for grime. But what I'm going to do is, actually, I will try to do the grime. So let's go to stroke, and let's give it some weight. That way, by giving it some weight, that's its thickness. So now I can pick a color. So, yeah, I lost properties again, so I'll just do it over here. There we go. Yeah, let's just go there. You can do a lot of goofy things with stroke, though. So you got different types of things. So like here's profile. Let's click on that. Let's go with this goofy one here. And let's get in there. Because it's on top of it, I can do that. And you'll see it's hard to tell, but it does change slight. Like it's thicker here than it is here in the corner. And I did that intentionally. And I could change its transparency a little bit too, but I'll leave that there. Then we'll click. Let's go back out a bit. And then you'll notice that it's actually pretty thick on that one too for a line. So I can click here, and we will give that a stroke also. Gotta give it some weight though. Let's make that one oblongish also. It's already got color. Let's click off. Yeah, we'll just leave it like that for now. Alright, so let's group that. I keep grouping it because then you can just move it around. But then I can put it there, and if it's grouped, I can also resize. You know, if I was talented enough. For things like, so I could take this now, and I could just do my thing where I hold the Alt down to make a copy of it. And we could put that there. Put that there, bring this down. A lot of times I'll fine tune afterwards too. I don't have to do everything. I'm doing the Shift Alt thing to get it over here. And like I was just about to say, is you know, I'll fine tune things. I don't have to have everything in its spot. I can, and then for some of these, I can just make it with the. I can actually get rid of the inside. We can just. Come on. We don't have to even. There we go. Alt. Yeah, so for a lot of these, we don't even have to make. Oh, look at that. What did I do? There we go. We don't have to make a bunch of exact copies. I want 4 here, so I'm going to go Control D, Control D. And why'd you do that, Rich? Because I'm going to have to resize them no matter what. So, and remember, I'm doing that 2D thing. You want to start curving things, you can do that. I did not want to do that up-down because the up-down's correct. There we go. The up-down's correct. You know, the top and bottom's correct because I am doing a 2D. Do not trust the picture unless you're going for an exact of the picture. Alright, so let's get this here. Oh, I held Shift down. Didn't want to do that because when I held Shift down and I dragged the side, it kept all the other sides equal. I did not want that. I actually did want to stretch that out. There we go. Got that one. Here's another one here that could be decent for this one. So we'll just hit Alt. We're not going to worry about Shift because in there. We're not going to work shift because we do not want it to stay in alignment. There we go. This one here could be a heavy gray stroke with a black line in it, and then do the control thing. You know what? Let's do it. Alright, so you'll see once you got some shapes made, it's just a matter of throwing them around. So let's see here. Look, we got a gray out. You know what? Let's just make the box. Just make the box. Just do it. Alright, so we got the box. I can tell you right now I want a little bit of a thicker stroke. That's not going to be a surprise at all. There we go. I could put a blue box underneath it. Looks like there's a little blue there because I think it's protruding. So it's like a 3D effect on there. That's not coming through very well. In fact, that could be blue reflection off of this. I don't know well enough. Hey, I got an R2 behind me. Yeah, there's a little bit of a blue behind it. But we're not going to worry about that. So we're going to, let's see. We're going to turn the inside. I keep forgetting, just eyedropper my colors. Boom, inside black. And then we're going to... Oh, so I hate when it does that. So I lost the... Yeah, let's inside the black again. There we go, black. I lost the stroke when I did that. So now I have to go back here, stroke. I have to give it some weight. Got the eyedropper selected already, and you'll see it keeps doing that. I don't know the fix to that. If someone knows the fix to that, let me know. Control Z. What I gotta do is go back, get my properties back up. I don't even know how I lost those, but I'm talented. Go here and just pick the gray I want. I mean, I can do it with the eyedropper, but I struggle with it, so. Alright, so let's get this here. You might be like, well, that's way bigger than it looked. And you would be correct. But it's going to shrink when I bring it down to size. Now for the fun part, trying to move these things. Alright, so shift. Oh, I hate that. When it's really small, you have to be so precise. See how it shows? Yeah, Control Z. So you'll see I get the little move path tool, but it just wants to rotate. Control Z, so I'm going to go Control copy, Control V. It's going to be a dig. What I have is handy dandy. You know what? Let's do Control D anyways though. I can click on it. I forgot I can grab. Ah, come on. There we go. I'm having rough days. Shift Alt. Got it right where I want it. Control D, Control D, Control D, Control D. I can space those out more if I want to. Let's grab. Oops. Control Z. Shift, 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 Shift. Move those. Should I draw this right on? Where am I with these? R2-D2. I did all these rectangles. Son of a... That's alright. That's alright. We're going to click here, click here, click here. Let's do that again. We're going to click here, and we got what? 6 of those? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rectangles. Hold shift down, click there. See how I have all of them now? We are going to pop those with... I don't really have a... We're just going to pop them out. Let's put them right there. Where did I put them with? Put them with the head. It's not what I wanted to do. But I need them to not be like that. So let's click here. Here, 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 here. And if you're wondering, And what God's name could I be doing? Alright, so I moved them there. I'm going to click on them again, hold Alt, and put them back. Why the heck did you go to all that trouble? Click here, Shift, 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 Shift. Because I have OCD, and I have to click here, and I have to click there, and now I have the blue behind it. In fact, I'm just going to bring it up a little bit and lift. Holy cow. Something fell back down there and scared the crap out of me. Alright, so Control 0. Click here. I'm going to lose a ton of stuff when I move the body. So this is going to be fun because all these things in here need to come out of here. So let's click here. Because I put everything on the image. So gotta watch your layers. Nice thing is, it's not real hard to fix. Alright, there we go. So now I can remove that. You'll see I have that there. And there, I have that there. So as you can see, it's starting to come along. It actually doesn't look too bad. I'm a little bit happier with it than I was expecting to be. Yeah, let's move that. Let's grab this, move it over. There we go, we'll put it back up. Alright, we'll move that. Here, let's just bring it forward. Wrong way. No. Am I doing that wrong? Is it that far back? Alright. It's not moving. I probably locked it. But what I can do is I can just bring it here. Boom. And that's all I was trying to do, is I want it above there. But you can see, I actually went a little further than I even meant to. I was just going to do a basic outline. I will probably work on this further. There we go. So yeah, there you have everything so far. Actually, the grates turned out better than I thought. I could probably, so something that could probably be done for that is, the grate is all grouped. So all I'd really have to do is put two white lines down the sides. Or make the two white lines, like if you remember how I did originally the back. Two white lines, you know what? Let's do it. Alright, so easiest way to cheat this is just grab it off, make a duplicate, click, undo whatever the heck I just did. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to click here, I'm going to ungroup. Actually, let's get rid of that blue. Problem is that I put that blue back there for contrast, but that is now a selectable layer and it becomes a nightmare. So we'll just get rid of that. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to click on here, ungroup it, and click off. Let's see here. We can delete. They're exactly the same, so I can delete either one. Alright, so what I want to do is click here, ungroup this, and the reason why is I want to grab that ring. Because if you remember, I'm going to lose it when I use it as my cookie cutout. So, just grab two. Why not? They're mine. Okay. So I got these little bars here. So I can pretty much, I can actually get, oh, that was group 2, wasn't it? I group a lot of stuff. There we go. Alright, so we can get rid of, what is all that? There, we'll get rid of that. Get rid of that. What is this? Garbage. Alright, what is this? Can I expand that? That would be sweet. If I can expand that, I'll just do that. Oh, look at that. Let's vertically align those. Boom. Let's get rid of whatever that is. Boom. Let's drag this down on top of this one. We'll use that as my alignment. Control D, Control D. You ever do something and you're just like, you know, that was a little easier than I was expecting. I could dirty it up more. Maybe I'll do it later. As you can see, I can do this at any time, but hold shift to keep the alignment. I don't think, you know what, I just might leave it like that. Let's find out. Let's group it. And let's put it over the top. Can't do that though. If you ever feel bad about deleting something that's a duplicate, don't, because it's a duplicate. So like this here, I'm going to delete it. It's a duplicate of this. I can make another one. That's what's missing. Missing the white. But never fear. Click on this one. I made an extra one. Get rid of the stroke. And let's move that. Where'd that go? There it is. Got rid of the stroke. Couldn't find it. Let's make the background. But let's make it... My caps must be on. See how it's a bullseye? No, it's not. Bullseyes are caps. That can be handy. I find it annoying. Uh-oh. Control bracket. Why is that giving me so much grief? Control bracket. There we go. Accidentally grab the radius. Careful where you're grabbing. Actually, let's grab that. Let's just vertically align, horizontally align. Boom, it's lined up. Highlight. Group. Oh, let's bring that forward. Put the control bracket. Control save. Cannot save enough. There we go. That ain't perfect. I could get in there, work a little bit more gradient and stuff like that. For the articulating little arms here that come out, I probably will just do a solid design like I did on the head for some of the stuff. As you can see, I would probably just line up the blue up there and do that. I'm not going to do the let's just do it part here. If it is something you want to see more detailed, let me know. If it's something you didn't care about, don't let me know. If you would like to see it more detailed, let me know. If you liked it, thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. It's not my usual video. I know a lot of people think it's a gaming channel. It is a gaming channel. You might be surprised. This might have something to do with that. Obviously, it's copyrighted material. I can't put that in a game or anything like that, but it doesn't mean I can't use it for educational purposes. It's actually, there's a fair use thing that with, and it is when it is educational. So for little things though, unless you want, if you want me to see me do it, let me know. I can do it. But for little things like the little cross at the bottom of R2, let me bring that back up here. The little cross. Let's zoom in here. Apparently I can't zoom in. There we go. So like the little cross here, that would be elliptical with a white stroke on the side. Make two of them because you're going to cookie cutter out two stripes, put in with an elliptical in there. I mean, this is just a whole bunch of pieces, you know, but it's doable. It's not a lot different than what I did with the grate over here. You know, these pieces there. So let's go Control 0, full screen that out. Control save in case I screw something up horribly. Grab the selection tool. Grab everything, hold shift down, move it a little bit, right in the corner here, get a little bit of a turn, kind of like that blueprinty look right there. All right, we can make this a little bigger, so shift. It's Lego Day at the mall. That was my phone going off telling me about that. That is happening. Alright, so there we go. Just get the corners off the screen a little bit. What else can we do? Find a file. Where'd my file went? Went to my other screen, which is not being recorded, which doesn't really matter for what you're about to see. Illustrator. Want to see something creepy? If I grab the right one. There we go. Yeah, that's creepy. That's me. But here's the creepy part. I've been working on the ear. Everything is just a matter of just shading stuff. So I suck at art, and I was able to do that. So I mean, anyone can do that stuff. Oh, Control 0. There we go. So let's shrink that down a little bit. Let's get a little turn. Why not? All right. What else can we do? You know what? Let's give it a background. Pictures. Where's my orange? Copy. Come over here. Control V. It's a really big orange. There we go. We'll go over a little bit. And then bring that back. Alright, that's going to take too long to bring back. Let's just find it. So many layers. So normally, if you have a bigger screen, that's always awesome because... Uh-oh, did I make two of them? You can lay out your tools better. You can undock your tools too and put them on another screen. I just left them up here on purpose. Control Z. Alright, so text. R2-D2 attempt in Illustrator. Nobody can read that, so let's make it larger. Yeah, let's make that larger. Alright. And let's bring that to the front when I get a chance. Oh, they really want me to go to that. Alright, paragraph, let's put it to the right. Hold Control down. So if you have it all highlighted, you hold Control down, you get that Photoshop type thing where you can kind of fix things around. I do not like, but you can be really picky with things. That's the part I'm not saying I don't like. I love being picky. Might be why am I watching Rich do this? This is horrible. The reason is I'm actually making the thumbnail for the video. So let's just move this down here. And Control Z that. That's not what was supposed to happen. There we go. We just want to select that. Well, here, we'll put that up here. There we go. Had a line. It ain't perfect. Let's go bring that forward. Oh, gosh. Never wants to go forward. I have so many layers. Oh, I want to go the other way. Having good discipline on labeling your layers is really, really important. I obviously failed horribly at that. Let's give that a yellow. You know what? Can we make it a little bigger? There we go. Alright, and then if you don't like how it doesn't stand out, actually, you know what? Let's make it R2-D2's colors. Alright, so let's see. I gotta remember how to do this. Type, convert to point type. I should have made sure I spelt it correctly first because there's no going back. Alright, here, I did it again, Control Z, let's go to properties. Oh, I don't want gray, I want blue. And I want it on the outside. Where was stroke up here? Here we go, stroke. And I want it on the outside of it. There we go. There. Now we can make it bigger. Now it's on the outside. I have no idea what I just did there. Let's go back to where'd properties go. I'm always losing properties. Oh, it's right there. I did it again. Yeah, so you got to play with it. I'm having a lot of problems here. I am not happy with that either. Why that won't change. Object, type, convert area to type, create outlines. There we go, create outlines. Come on, I should have known that. There we go. So got a nice little bubbly effect because I put the lines on, all that goofy stuff. Not sure how I feel about some of that, but you know, actually I do kind of like it. So we're gonna leave it. All right, Control S for save. File, export, export as. I normally do a PNG, but pictures. I normally do a PNG, but YouTube's really picky about sometimes the size. So we'll leave it at 72. Hit OK. Let's pray that it looks okay. Let's grab it. Let's grab the rabbit. There we go. So there's my thumbnail. A little bit goofy. A little bit alright. But yeah, other than that, thanks. Have a good one. And hey, if you made it this far, more power to you. It was never supposed to go that long. I was just going to do a couple things, but I do like to get in there and mess around with stuff. So I'm missing the front grills on there, but they are in the file. So all right, have a good one.